This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882, CJ Used Appliances. Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778, 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
Another great show we got lined up for you today on this Monday morning, man. Veterans Day Monday morning, ready to get it popping, cracking, rolling, kicking, jumping, screaming, yelling, coughing, all that stuff on this Monday morning, man. We definitely appreciate y'all for checking us out once again, and a lot of stuff we want to get to on today, so y'all stick and stay. And man, we got so much stuff, good stuff that is, to get to you guys and for you guys to join the conversation. So y'all stay tuned. Also, follow us on social media if you get the opportunity to. Twitter at TalkBackLive. That's one word, at TalkBackLive. Facebook, facebook.com. TalkBackLive with Bob and Josh. Like our Facebook page, check us out there, as well as TalkBack Live Network on Facebook and WTBL Talkback Live Network on Facebook. A lot of cool stuff coming to the social media coming soon with Tiger coverage. Saw the first installment this weekend, and some more of that to come. Also, more shows to come on the network as well, so stay tuned for all of that as well. But, Bob, without any further ado, unless you got something else you want to get to there.
Okay. All right. And let's get ready to start it all off. And this is Veterans Day, and we're going to honor our veterans, starting it off honoring the different armed forces.
Okay.
And we're ready to roll with it.
All right, let's get it.
And give us a call if you're a veteran or know of a veteran name, or you want to give your name or give us a shout out.
Veteran shout
901-213-6020 and leave us a message on Facebook. We're on Spreaker as well. The Spreaker app, Spreaker, and we're all over the place. And Josh, let's get it on. And it is now 8:08, 8 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock Central Time. And a very pleasant good morning to you and to our veterans. This is the United States Army. And next, the United States Navy. And the United States Coast Guard.
We're always ready for all. We place our trust in thee. Through howling gale and shot and shell to win our victory. Send bird horizons is our guide, our pledge, our motto true. We're always ready to or die.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Air Force.
Up we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sky. Here they come to meet our thunder. And boys, give them the gun. And we dive, starting a flame from under, off with one terrible run. We live in fame, we're down in flame, for nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
And last but not least, the United States Marine.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor free. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The United States Army, Navy, Coast Guard, the United States Air Force, and the United States Marines. And a happy Veterans Day to all of you. And again, to all of you that have served in the United States military, and to those who are presently serving in the United States military around the world, and those
that, well, maybe will be one day. And that's a tribute to our United States Air Force, Navy, Air Force, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. It is now 8:13, 13 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock Central Time, and a very pleasant good morning to you on a Monday morning. And it's Veterans Day today. And what are you doing today? Are you outside barbecuing before the snow come in? Or are you just sitting around today watching television, or are you out and about around the town or wherever? And, of course, well, you're listening to us, too, as well. And you want to give a shout-out to a veteran or veterans, Happy Veterans Day, please do so. Give us a call, 901-213-6020. And then we'll be glad to take your call, and also be glad to respond to you on Facebook and other places as well. And in the headlines today, we've got
well, yeah, and I go into the headlines.
Okay, all right, let's go to the headline music. And in the headlines today, we've got well, there's a lot of things going on this Veterans Day today, and I don't know what you're doing, but we do have some other news to talk about. And, well, some of this stuff, folks, is, one of our topics we'll talk about just a little later. It is ridiculous. It is really, really crazy what's going on with chicken these days. And, well, we've got some stuff to talk about next. I'm pretty sure that will catch your interest as well. And, well, let's talk about it. Josh, we are talking about a topic today other than the United States Veterans Day.
That's the theme.
Armed Forces.
That's
the
theme.
We themed today, and we're going to play that music again coming up on all of these Armed Forces songs that represent them, and we'll do that again this morning. Also, coming up a little bit later, we'll have other topics as well. Now in the news, this, was it Saturday or Friday?
It was Friday.
Friday night in Memphis, Tennessee. We had a basketball game, including the University of Memphis Tiger basketball team and James Wiseman. James Wiseman, the number one recruit across the nation.
Yeah, and see, so Wiseman, as you brought up, number one recruit in the nation really in the country, not just for the Tigers, but in the country. Yeah. Also the projected number one pick in the 2020 draft. So really, when you talk about him, you're talking about a national discussion. It's not just a Memphis story.
Right. Absolutely.
And so when all this broke, right, it was pretty insane. Right before the game, everybody's talking about, okay, we're getting ready for Memphis versus Central Illinois. A game everybody's expecting the Tigers to get a big blowout. But then the news breaks that James Wiseman is ineligible for the upcoming season. And it was like you get hit in the face with a brick without expecting it. That was exactly what I think the entire city of Memphis felt.
One thing about that, a lot of people did not like that.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't like getting hit in the face with a brick.
Well, the thing about James Wiseman, too, what we're talking about here, when he's talking about hitting the face with a brick, that's what it felt like.
Yes.
When a lot of people we found out that James Wiseman, the number one recruit in the nation and a recruit at the University of Memphis, to play in what was it, the first game of the season?
Well, yeah, this is the second game.
Second game,
because he
of the
did play a game, and that's what made it even more egregious.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play a clip here in a minute that goes into it, but I could talk all day about this really, but I'm gonna play.
Well,
this
maybe there's some people that believe what the NCAA is saying about this. Maybe there's some people that agree with this.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. This is what we have to get clear, and I think this video kind of explains some things. There are rules, and according to what those rules are, it's possible that Memphis inadvertently broke them. But I think there's some other things that need to be discussed when you talk about that as well. And shout out to all of y'all coming in this discussion. I'm about to bring up the story right now, and we'll be back to discuss a little bit more about it.
Folks, take a listen to this.
Also, you want to call into the show, you can do so 901-213-6020. But here we go.
Welcome in, ESPN college basketball analyst Jay Billis. He is live. He's also in Alaska. Jay, I'm not sure if this is an NCAA issue or something for Tennessee's High School Athletic Association. How do you read the situation here with Weissman?
Oh, it's an NCAA issue. This is a garden variety eligibility case. An extra benefit was received from a booster. So the idea that Penny Hardaway later became the Memphis coach, it doesn't matter. The key issue here is that Memphis played James Wiseman when said that he was ineligible. And there's an NCAA bylaw, 19.13, that says that if you run into a local court and get a restraining order or some sort of court order and rely upon that to play a player that is ineligible, and later on that TRO is vacated or otherwise dismissed, whatever it is, then there are all kinds of penalties that come your way. It's basically a threat from the NCAA saying if we say he's ineligible, you get him out. And Memphis chose not to do that. Now, one of the remedies from 19.13, that NCAA bylaw, is the NCAA could declare Memphis ineligible this year for the NCAA tournament if it turns out they played an ineligible player in a game. I don't know if that remedy would be used, but that sanction is out there. It is highly unusual for an institution, after they get an eligibility ruling on the negative side, to play a player anyway. That's extraordinary. And I don't know if the NCAA is going to take this action, but if they decided to jump to a court early next week, I don't think that TRO would hold up for very long at all, and we'd be back where we started.
So then do you see a best course of action here for what's next for the player and the school?
I mean, and the prudent thing to do, and what's usually done in this scenario, is the player is held out of competition until the eligibility ruling is hashed out with the NCAA to do this. And John, look, Memphis is on a roll right now. I mean, their football team's doing well. College Game Day was just there. They got the #1 recruiting class. Penny Hardaway's injected a whole bunch of energy back into that program. They don't want James Wiseman out. And look, selfishly, I hope he plays on Tuesday night because I'm going to be there in the building in Portland to watch him play Oregon. I want to watch him. And so does the rest of the free world. The only one that doesn't want him to play is the NCAA because of this issue. But this isn't about Memphis. If this happened anywhere in the country, the result would be the same. The player would be held out until the eligibility. This is $11,500 that was provided. I don't know if it's been paid back. If it has been, maybe Memphis will have an argument that he shouldn't be held out for very long. But I can't think of a scenario like this where the player wasn't declared ineligible for some period of time. So this is just a garden variety NCAA eligibility issue having to, a booster and an extra benefit. It's not some crazy thing the NCAA is doing here. The NCAA acted in this case like they do in every other. We may not like the rule, but that's the rule.
All right, Jay Billis, hopefully you get a good Memphis-Oregon game. Had a really good one there in Alaska night with Baylor and Washington. Thanks for your time, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube.
So there it is.
Okay. All right, 901-213-6020. What do you think about that? Is it a bunch of crap? I know they're talking about the NCAA ruling and things like that. You got to respect the ruling. I understand all of that. But when they, my thing is this. why didn't they make a ruling before now? I mean, they knew James Wiseman was with the University of Memphis. They knew he was a player, and all of a sudden they want to wait till the game start, and then all of a sudden ineligible. I mean, if you're going to do something, do it before now so people can know. This just struck Memphis all of a sudden, and it just took them by storm, really. And so I don't know what's going on with the NCAA. I don't know anything particularly about the ruling, and but I think they should have taken action long before now.
Yes,
or before that game, if they were going to say something or do something. And what happened, I guess James Wiseman went down with the and I don't know if Penny Hardaway went with him. Mm-hmm. Okay, they went down to the attorneys and so got
and just to explain what you're about to talk about there, the TRO, which is the temporary restraining order, was what he was talking about. And of course that gives Memphis the right to play Wiseman essentially until.
Does that really give them the right to play Wiseman, or the way these guys are talking, that Memphis just violated the rule and didn't listen to the NCAA, went ahead and did their own thing and played Wiseman anyway. Now, because Wiseman went to the attorneys, did he do what he was supposed to do legally to take care of the situation with the NCAA ruling?
Well, as far as temporarily, yes. I mean, and as far as the local courts are concerned,
okay. So he by going to the attorneys, so
to
the rule that he broke, he really didn't.
Well, it's not really that, but a restraining order is like kind of keeping off that whole thing until they address it. Until they actually go to court and fight it, because this is going to be a legal fight for a while. You got Leslie Ballin involved. You got the Fishman, Ballin and Fishman involved in the situation. So it's going to get pretty messy.
Call from
James, Memphis.
To accept, press 1.
James, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Doing great.
How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Hey, President Rudd, the new AD, Blair Lee, man, I stick with. I love that they're sticking with Penny and James on it. Love that they're not, listening to the NCAA. The NCAA had from January until March.
Yeah.
To deal with this, and came back and said, "Hey, he's good to go." So there's a guy named Robinson, John Piranha something Robinson, I believe. If you listen to him, he said, what happened was somebody had to come out and say, "Hey, y'all need to go back and investigate more into the Memphis deal."
Yes, and I'm glad. And James, not to interrupt you, but I'm glad you brought up. It was Gerald Robinson, who is a representative for college athletes. But I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw that on Twitter, and I know he did an interview with The Athletic as well. And he broke down a whole lot of legal stuff when it comes to this. And I think the main thing, which I called Jay Billis, which we just saw from ESPN with a bunch of crap, what he was saying, is because this is not your typical situation. The NCAA had already, as you said, reviewed the situation and ruled him eligible before the season. So something had to happen, a.k.a. a snitch, or if you want to call it that, or a leak, or something, told them to look again for whatever reason.
And the thing,
go ahead.
And how they're calling Penny a booster. He's not a booster. If you like Robinson said, if you look, a booster is someone that will boost the recruiting. That didn't boost the Hall of Fame didn't boost recruiting.
No, it didn't.
That's not what it's for. And the hell, we're talking 12 years ago.
2008.
So I mean, it's all ridiculous. Dude, at the end of it all, Leslie and Fishman, they're going, and Robinson, whoever, they're all going to have Memphis fine. All these people that keep on saying stuff, are the same people that was saying Tubby Smith should have never been fired. Jay Billis was the number one guy saying how bad Memphis looked. So let it roll off.
He was.
Wiseman's going to keep playing. Wiseman's going to keep killing it. And, man, go Memphis Tigers, baby.
Yeah, you know what? Wiseman will probably be around just this 1 year anyway. So talking about NBA, actually,
he's going to be gone
next year.
Absolutely.
So, man, they really wanted to. All right, James, we appreciate the call, man. They really wanted to stick it to Memphis before he left.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you talk about Wiseman, right, and what you're talking about with that 1 year, the biggest problem I have with this whole thing is you're kind of dragging a kid that didn't do anything wrong into an unnecessary and unfortunate situation. I got a lot of comments here. I definitely want to read some of these as well.
Well, one of them, Jay says the NCAA said he was never supposed to play. When did they say that?
Well, that's by what they're doing now. That's essentially what they're saying. When they say ineligible, that means he shouldn't have played the first game and he shouldn't have played the second game either. But the crazy thing about it, that's what makes this thing so backwards, is that the NCAA cleared him as eligible before the first game.
Yeah.
Which is why he played. So essentially, Memphis felt like there is no more problems. Everything cleared months ago,
right?
When they were told to put in all the information that was made available. Now, here's where it gets a little loopy. There is technically, if you look at the technicality of the rules, there was possibly a violation done when Penny paid the $11,000 for Wiseman's family to move to Memphis, to help them move to Memphis. But where I'm in question with that is Penny Hardaway was not the coach of the Memphis Tigers. Penny Hardaway was the coach of East High School. And if y'all remember, when James Wiseman first got to East, this same situation showed its head, if you remember, where he was ruled ineligible before the season started because a lot of people feel another high school coach gave information to the TSSAA and them had to fight in court to get Wiseman back eligible. Okay. Again, so this happened in high school, and now the same similar situation is happening at the college level.
All right, do you think it's the same person that's responsible?
I don't know.
Or people, or whoever they are.
That's a thought, but I don't know. I mean, it's really it's something. Somebody said something. What I think is, and we've talked about this before, Penny knows there's a lot of jealousy in college basketball with some of these other schools, and a lot of people, even myself, I kind of put like it smells like a Calipari, because Calipari and Memphis, it was down to Memphis and Kentucky for James Wiseman,
right?
And Calipari knows a lot about Wiseman and his family and everything else.
Okay,
so he would probably know about what happened.
But Calipari, if he did do something or say something, what good would that serve him now for doing something like that?
Just to mess us up.
Okay, well, yeah, but I don't know about.
I get that.
I don't know about him digging into that. I think it's coming from another source. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right. You're probably right.
But
honestly,
but I don't see where that would benefit too much him, other than like you said. To try to mess Memphis up or something like that, and Calipari being, I don't think he would. I don't think when he moved on, a lot of Memphians hated Calipari for the move that he did and all that other kind of stuff. But I don't think he would be the type of guy that would hold a grudge against Memphis and then come back and do something like. I just don't see Calipari doing anything like that.
Well,
I don't know.
I would like to think he wouldn't. But you never know. You'll be surprised, man. These coaches, and when it comes to recruiting, the pettiness abounds for these older guys, that are upset that somebody has come in and upset the system, so to speak, in and completely upset the system. From the blue bloods, meaning the top colleges in the country. It's only us. We're the only ones that are supposed to be this good. Memphis is supposed to be a lower tier program. And Penn come in and said, hey, we're not. So it's really crazy to me. That was my main issue is the fact that the NCAA has reversed the decision they already made. My question, was it still wrong? Even if the rule is stupid, right?
Right.
Was it still wrong? Was a rule still broken? And I still don't know if I can say no, it wasn't broken. Now, I guess the question is, does the NCAA have the right to change their mind after they already ruled him eligible? Because according to Memphis, they've closed all this information prior to the season. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting battle.
Yeah, it is an interesting battle. 901-13-20. If you'd like to call in and give us your opinion, we'd like to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Was it necessary? Was it unnecessary? What do you think that James Wiseman will be able to play the rest of the season? What do you think is going to happen after the Oregon game? They got a game coming up with Oregon. When is it? Tuesday?
Ranked Oregon team.
In Oregon.
Yes.
Yes. So.
It's the Phil Knight Classic, which is Nike affiliated with both teams. So it's going to be a pretty big deal. Plus, Chandler Lawson plays for Oregon as well.
Oh, right.
So,
that is. You're right.
Yeah. Who's played under Penny.
Right.
As well.
Right.
So,
So Penny's going to be going meeting one of his ex-players at Oregon.
Sorry to interrupt, but Chandler also played high school with Wiseman.
Yeah.
And Alex Lomax.
Yeah. So Lomax is with Memphis and Wiseman. So they'll be heading out to Oregon tomorrow, playing there in Oregon against the Ducks, Oregon Ducks. And that should be a big. What is Oregon's rank in the country?
I believe they're a top 25 team. They're a really good team.
I know Memphis. What 19th?
No, that's football.
No, that's football.
Yeah, the Tigers are. I think 14.
14.
Like that,
14. Yeah. Okay. All right. 901-213-6020. Yes, Josh.
And I got some more comments on the watch parties here.
We have a lot of comments.
Yes.
We go all the way back. And folks, keep your comments coming. And
I want you to read those because that's from the main show version. Okay. And these are from the watch party. If I can check these out for a second. James, who called in, James Memphis Tigers, said Jay Billis is a negative Nancy against Memphis. I stand with Penny, James, and the university. D. Lynn Smith says it would not happen at Duke or North Carolina or Kansas.
Why? Why do they feel that way?
Well, because,
they think the NCAA is picking on Memphis only?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do.
Okay, all right.
He said Jay is a NCAA mouthpiece. Mamalo says this was intentionally done to disrupt the U of M and the U of M program. These haters don't want to see Penny take Memphis to the top. Then D-Lynn again says Cal would do anything to keep that crazed UK Kentucky fan base happy.
Oh.
James also said he spent lots of money on recruiting James for Penny to take him, pissed Calipari off.
Wow, that's what I heard some people saying is that Calipari's pissed. I don't know about that, though. I think Calipari has too much going on, and I think, he missed James Wiseman, but Calipari is capable of getting anybody else that he wants from across the country, and a lot of people want to play for him. But now, I don't think this is the first time something like this has happened to Calipari in the years he's been coaching in college basketball. I don't, so that's why I think it was kind of strange.
Well, you're right. You're right. But there's one thing that hasn't is to continuously take players that he wants. Now, Cal has had a monopoly for a while. And now first, Duke has been kind of stealing his guys. And now Memphis is coming to the picture with Penny Hardaway. Wiseman was a lock, people thought, to go to Kentucky until Penny came in the picture at Memphis.
Right.
DJ Jeffries was the first one to decommit from Kentucky. He committed to Kentucky. He decommitted and committed to Memphis when Penny Hardaway got the job here.
Wow.
So those are two major 4- and 5-star players.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Jeffries. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that's That makes me wonder,
well,
is there some validity to this?
Could be. Greg said, Bob, I'm just glad to have survived this weekend in Memphis. GKP, Good morning. Y'all already know who it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Kelly said, man, it felt like anxiety, like somebody telling me someone close to me died when the news broke about Wiseman. Wow. Also, Jay Billups, can take a long walk off a short bridge. Let the Duke basketball get through the same thing. As he said, got to, I think he meant get. He would defend them and say they're doing nothing wrong.
Exactly. Back to the phone lines.
Call from.
Y'all already know who it is.
Accept.
All right, and good morning. Y'all already know who it is. Jay, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing good, sir. How about yourself?
How about him?
Come on, Josh. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Listen, congratulations on your victory yesterday.
Thank
it was a nail biter, but y'all pulled out. So, hey, listen, good win for you. But we're on another topic. Whoa. Right now, okay? I'm gonna give two takes on this real quick, and I guess somebody got to do it. I see the phone line slow this morning, so let me go ahead and be the devil's advocate after Sunday service. All right, let me go ahead and do this. Now, first, let's just start with the Penny side of things, and let me put this disclaimer out there. I don't believe there's probably any bigger fan of Penny Hardaway than Jay Worth. Let me say that. I mean, I still got my little Penny doll. I think I'm probably a few of the only ones in the city that probably have one. This is how far I go back with it.
Okay.
Let's just be real. Penny was wrong. This never should have happened to start with. Okay? And now what we're faced with, on top of the fact Penny wants all the smoke, Penny is the new guy in town. Penny is that dude now. He is the coach of the future. He is the coach that all the kids will want to play for, regardless of however long Kriketsky is here, Calipari, and any other coach you can name. There was a more famous head basketball coach than Penny Hardaway right now.
I can agree with that.
And so what's happening is they found what they needed to tank Penny Hardaway's name. Regardless to the outcome, let's just understand, even if Wiseman plays or doesn't play, this was just the beginning of what's to come as far as the recruiting here in Memphis now on. So everybody knew Wiseman was just going to be here for this year. So even if he plays or doesn't play, let's just understand James Wiseman is going to be fine. He's headed toward NBA.
Yeah.
A big deal when it comes to Wiseman as far as that's concerned with the career. Whose career does it affect the most moving forward? If it is, found out and drug out and there are some sanctions or whatever, it hurts Penny Hardaway. It hurts his chances now. Recruitment, all of these big coaches, regardless of how they act like they're saints, they have some skeletons in their closet, whether it's Calipari, boy Josh Pastner just left it. Everybody got some dirt. Penny is pretty much the only one of them that went in with no scrutiny. His fame and his reputation precedes itself. His resume is what it is. His financial status is what it is. He don't need Memphis. Memphis needed him.
Right.
So he came, and now he's putting the results out there that expected of a person like Anthony Penny Hardaway, especially that he's at Memphis, a college where he played, a college that's got, he's donated plenty of money to, so he is definitely probably one of the most famous faces that'll ever walk the University of Memphis. So it's one of those things where he did something to help a young man, which, it was wrong. Because now the question is, has he ever done anybody else? Like you opened up the can of worms. That's all the NCAA has done to put the issue there under Pendy's hand.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
And, I'm going to just say this, and I know we got another call coming in, but I'm like this. I think clearly in the grand scheme of things, it's wrong. But I have to wonder how much does it take into account that he was not even thought to be the coach yet before this situation took place, so it doesn't matter.
I'm steady playing devil's advocate with you. I'm going to say this. Now, how many years, even when Josh Pastner was here and he left and they brought in Tubby Smith, how long and how much did we hear the chatter then that hopefully Penny Hardaway was going to be the next coach?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
That's true.
That talk had been around town for years while he was the coach at East.
Definitely.
It was going on that, hey, we want Penny Hardaway at the University of Memphis.
Yeah.
So regardless to the perception, and of course, he could easily, that would be my line of defense. Hey, I didn't know I was going to be the coach of Memphis. But at the end of the day, he became the coach of Memphis. And everything that happened prior to that comes with him. And they knew it. They just picked the right time to throw the salt. They let him have a season last year that was great, no scrutiny. But this year, when they know what we're about to do, they can't have it.
Okay.
So
you think it's all about they knew what Memphis was about to do and was about to become this season. And let me ask you this, do you think it's possible there was no scrutiny, nothing was going on with Wiseman or anything in Memphis' season this year? Do you think Memphis would have had the possibility of taking it all away?
I'm going to even give you this. Memphis is so talented that the NCAA still should look out even if Wiseman doesn't play.
Okay.
Wiseman just puts us over the top.
I agree.
So we have some talent on this team that can compete this year, regardless.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We appreciate the call and
thanks, GK.
Thanks, GK.
We'll do it again later.
Yes, sir. All right. 901-213-6020. If you were just calling, trying to get in, ring us back and we'll get
lines
you in.
Lines are open.
Yeah, lines are open now. 901-213-6020. Oh, wow. This is a big deal with James Wiseman, University of Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
And do you think that the NCAA and what is his name? Coach out of Kentucky? Calipari. Do you think these guys really wanted to do Memphis in like this? I mean, so what do you think? Is it wrong? Is it right?
Call from
Ashley Harrelson.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. To accept, press 1.
There we go.
All right.
Ashley, welcome
to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
Hey, guys. Thank you. It's my, third time trying to call, but it's cool. I understand. I know how it goes. I'm a former radio personality myself, so I already know. But, yeah, what I want to talk about is the fact that $1 million they say that Penny donated to the university, that was for the Penny Hardaway Hall of Fame. That was for a building to be built. It's not like he just put $1 million in administrators' pockets or the president's pocket or something like that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, why are they trying to make why has that not been put out there? That is for a building, for the students of the university, for tickets to be sold, for people to know the memorabilia of the Memphis, of Penny Hardaway and the University of Memphis and what his impact on the school. Like, why is that not being put out there? Because you see what I'm saying? Like, we need to get Leslie Ballard and the reporters and all of them to put that information out there and say, hey, he donated to build a building for the community, not just putting money in people's pockets, which would have been illegal. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's
I'm sorry.
That's a point that I would like to be put out there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that light needs to be shed.
I agree,
So
because the thing is, everything's looking like, and I think people that don't really know, you know, especially outside of this area, they think, oh, well, Penny's paying players. That's what's going on.
Right.
That's not what's happening.
That's not what's happening. And then with why was in high school back in the day, Penny was not the coach. Penny, that was not NCAA. That's Shelby County Schools.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's apples and oranges. That has to do with the other thing. He didn't know he was going to become the coach.
Yeah.
He's coaching for a high school. This is a family that's in need, and he's like, hey, we want to recruit you in high school.
Exactly.
Not college. So I'm going to help you move to Memphis. The family didn't have money, apparently, or didn't have the money to move to Memphis, and James wanted to move to Memphis. Whether James knew it or not, he's a child. He's not supposed to know financial information about what his parents are doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
you see what I'm saying?
So you're saying Penny Hardaway paid to move his family to Memphis, and then all of a sudden now he is playing for Penny Hardaway at the University of Memphis. Do you think that some people are saying, okay, they saw this beforehand, it was planned? I don't see how they could have.
You don't know, because you don't know. Wiseman didn't know who he wanted to go to.
Right.
He didn't know. Calipari was recruiting him too. Calipari, let me shut up because of my background. I used to work for the ALB. Let me shut up. But
unless you want to just tell us everything.
Tell it.
No, I don't know. I was front office. I don't know. I was sitting in the But what I'm saying is, like I said, that's apples and oranges. You cannot say. I mean, everybody wanted Wiseman, so Wiseman didn't know he was going to go to the best person, to the best coach where he felt at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but we still don't know. You know, that's the NCAA cannot go back to high school and say, because you don't know what if he didn't come to Memphis.
Yeah, and
you're gonna get Coach Hardaway for that, you know.
And see, and actually, I know kind of what you're saying is, and I think a lot of people are saying, it almost seems like they had to really dig to find an angle to
they're
mess up the
digging
season.
up a grave that does not have any bones in it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a great analogy.
Okay, actually, we appreciate the call.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, 901.
Call from
Dominic Lawson.
Dominic, welcome to the
Dominic
show.
in the building.
Good morning on a Monday. What's going on?
We got the startup life this morning. What's happening?
Absolutely. First of all, good morning to you, Bob and Josh. Appreciate you guys having me on this morning.
Yes, sir.
Josh, when going back real quick, man, when you asked me to be your sports business contributor for weeks, man, I wasn't sure how it was going to work out, but it's for stories today and what's going on down here in Memphis, where it's just perfect. The thing is that this is the problem we've been talking about on TalkBackLive Sports for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the NCAA overreach of student athletes. Mm-hmm. And so when we look at the timeline, when we talk about, you know, from May of him being eligible up to ineligible, there's some key points we need to remember, which is why I have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. And the one date that I have a problem is when James gets the letter from the NCAA and saying that he was ineligible due to recent interpretations of the NCAA bylaw. Mm-hmm. Recent interpretations.
Wow.
Which means that in May everything was fine.
Yeah.
But when you start doing some connecting the dots from a standpoint of connecting dots where they're not supposed to be connected to, that's where I have the problem with. And the thing is that, like, I find it very interesting that on the same day James Wiseman is deemed ineligible, at least to the public eyes, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Earlier that morning, Chase Young of Ohio State was also deemed ineligible to play for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Why does that matter? You're talking about potentially the number one pick in the NFL draft and the number one pick in the NBA draft.
Yep. In the same year.
To me, in the same year, deemed ineligible on the same day. To me, when you think about, we go back to the Talkback Live, we talked about this extensively on Talkback Live Sports. When you go back and we talk about the California law, to me, this is an intimidation to the rest of the student athletes to like, look, we are still in control. We still have a say-so in all of this. And I just find it fascinating in all of this. And so when we talk about lady called about the $1 million in 2008 and GKP, who I love to death, and I know he was talking about playing devil and stuff like that. The issue is this. It's not just the recent interpretations. It's also the fact that you're talking about 2008, $1 million, right? We're not sure if he was deemed as a booster at that time, which is fine. But the thing is that once you give money to a university, you're deemed a booster for life. That's just, it is what it is. Whether you give $1, $500, $1 million, it does not matter.
Exactly.
But the thing is, But the thing is that you have to remember. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because the thing is, I'm sorry. It's just one of those things where it's like the NCAA has been doing this for years. I don't think it's Calipari. I don't think it's Duke. I think it's the NCAA trying to control something that they're starting to lose power with. Well, and that's the problem I have with all of this.
Okay. Now, Dominic, let me ask you this: when it comes to the booster thing, and this weekend when I kept hearing that brought up. I'm like, okay, look at all the former, alumni that are coaching, at their respective schools. I mean, that's happening everywhere. A big example is Georgetown with Patrick Ewing, and that's just one example. And I'm sure he's given money at some point, but he's coaching and recruiting and doing everything. So why is this all of a sudden a problem?
Well, and then the other thing too, Dominic, if back in 2008, 2009, he gave it was $1 million or whatever it was
$1 million
to the university. Okay, then if that would have been a problem, then why did the university come along later and then hire Penny Hardaway
and let him get the job?
Absolutely, and that's the problem I have. And you bring up a very important point, Bob. And I actually just remembered what I was going to say earlier. The thing is that like. I lost it again. Never mind. But you're saying, you're absolutely right. Either A, he shouldn't have been hired as a coach, or B, he should have never been able to recruit James Wiseman.
Yeah.
And so that should have been in place, right? And what I was going to say earlier is that like when we look at the timeline, there's a jurisdiction issue for me, right? So let's say I go to West Memphis, steal something, and come back. True enough, there's probably extradition or whatever, but I will be prosecuted or whatever in West Memphis, not Memphis. Right. In this instance, the $11,500 was given to James Wiseman's family before he was the coach. Right. So if anybody should have an issue, it should be TSSAA, not the NCAA. That is the issue I have, right? So like you said, like what was it? And I'm going back to what you were saying, Josh, earlier. Like, is it an impermissible benefit? Yes, but I don't think it's the jurisdiction because neither James, because he had not at that time signed a national letter of intent to the University of Memphis or anywhere for that matter, and B, we still had one more year of Tubby Smith at the University of Memphis as the head coach, and Penny Hardaway as the coach of East High School at the time. Yep. And GKP, once again, I know he said that, there was all these rumors about like Penny becoming coach and this, that, and the other. That's hearsay. But let's say hearsay is admissible, right? Which it is not, but let's say it's admissible. The other hearsay is that we also know if that is true, and if we're going to accept that it was inevitable, no worries. If it was inevitable that Penny was going to be the coach at University of Memphis, based on at the same time, it was also inevitable, based on hearsay, that James Wiseman was going to Kentucky.
Yep, that's true.
So that logic doesn't. That I'm sorry, as we say, that dog don't hunt.
Yeah.
And we have a Jet says here, He said, yeah, but the NCAA had to get their information from somewhere. I doubt.
Oh, I don't dispute
he
that
said,
at all.
I doubt some other coaches didn't have a hand in this.
Oh, I don't dispute that at all. I'm not saying like they got like a blank envelope to wherever the NCAA office is. I can't even remember. I think it's in Springfield. Yeah. They probably got a blank envelope somewhere up there. That's fine, because the thing is, they asked the NCAA. Somebody could have been at another school, could have made the connections for him, saying that, since he gave $2,000 to the university, that deems him a booster, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but once again, that's where the problem lies. From May of 2019 to October 30th of 2019, when James Wiseman got that letter, it said recent rotation, which means to suggest that you went back to say, okay, we deem this as booster behavior, which means everything up until that point makes James Wiseman ineligible. And once again, this is just a classic case of the NCAA, whether it be James Wiseman, Chase Young at Ohio State, of overreaching, trying to intimidate student athletes to say, hey, we are still in control, because they know they have fleeting power. Mm-hmm. States all over the country, we're even thinking about there's even talk of federal legislation for name, image, and likeness. We talked about that on TalkBackLive Sports. Mm-hmm. There's even federal regulation that could be coming down the pipeline. But this is the NCAA with intimidating behavior, activity towards student athletes.
Now, Dominic, I got to say this, and I definitely appreciate the call, man. It's a lot of great information you're talking about, because my curiosity, because I know we're going to have to take a break in a minute, but my curiosity is, to me, this all will end up blowing back on the NCAA, because you're talking about one of the most popular stars that everybody's looking forward to seeing, and trying to, you're kind of tarnishing yourself, like you did if you're the NCAA in a certain aspect, because you're talking about the guys can generate a lot of money for you, for the school, notoriety for the NCAA and everything else. And if they end up ruling him ineligible for, let's say, the NCAA tournament, which, it seems like Memphis is just saying, hey, forget what the NCAA is saying. We're going to play him throughout, even if they say he's ineligible, and bite the bullet.
Right.
But during the NCAA tournament, that's a huge star that's not going to be there if they do rule him eligible. That doesn't help the NCAA at all, to me.
And then the other thing...
It does not. Go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry.
And the other thing is, what could they do to Memphis if he continues to play him? That's one of the other things that people have to look at too. NCAA, we don't like what they said. We think they're picking on Memphis, but Memphis went ahead and played the guy irregardless of the NCAA ruling. Mm-hmm. But
they say they're going to keep doing it.
But at least the road. When you talk about the NCAA, when you have to go to tournaments, when you have to go to playoffs, and when you have to
try to win a championship,
and all these other things, will they go back and haunt a school by stepping on a rule or a ruling of the NCAA?
And you bring up a very important point, Bob. That's the risk of it all. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest about this. The NCAA could very much go back and deem this whole year, just wipe this whole year like it never happened, or not even be invited to the NCAA, because they are the governing body for D1 sports in the March Madness tournament. A March Madness tournament, I would like to add, that the NCAA gets $8 billion for from now until 2025, but that's neither here nor there. The thing is, that's the TV deal, that's CBS and TNT and True TV and all that other stuff.
Right.
But the thing is, and going back to what Josh was saying, how many times has this happened to the NCAA where they did something, it looked bad, and then they have to walk it back? So when the crazy thing is, when you live in that bubble of power, like the NCAA does, they don't think about it until after the fact. They're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect their pockets. And it's at the expense of the student athlete. And I've said it time and time again. Student athletes are getting paid. They just not collecting the check.
Wow.
Okay. All right,
Hey,
Dominique,
great stuff,
man, some good stuff. We appreciate your call.
Glad you called, bro.
No worries. Always.
Okay. All right, 901-213-6020. And great comments are coming in, and I can get to those comments in just a little bit, Josh. Let's take a quick break here, commercial or two.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be right back with more talk on this James Wiseman issue and things as well. Again, 901-213-6020. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
And it is now 9:03, 3 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time. And a very pleasant good morning to you on a Monday morning. Happy Veterans Day to all of you out there, and especially to our veterans and those serving in our armed forces today.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks will tell you they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
Graphic Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis. A complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copy, resume, funeral programs, rubber stamp, full color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30 plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing.
You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Talking about current events and topics that matter. Call in now. 901-213-6020. 901-213-6020. Now, here's Bob and Josh.
All right, welcome back to the show. Talk Back Live with Bob and the United States Army. Happy day to everyone. And the United States Navy. And the U.S. Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through howling gale and shot and shell to win our victory. Send bird for us is our guide, our pledge, our motto true.
And ladies and gentlemen, United States Air Force. And last but not least, the United States Marines. All right, and welcome back to the show, Talk Back Live with Bob.
And Josh.
And 9:09, 9 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time, and a very pleasant good morning to you on a Monday morning, and it's Veterans Day, and happy Veterans Day. Wish all our veterans happy Veterans Day today, and whatever branch you're serving or have served, we thank you. All right, and the phone lines are open, 901-213-6020, and we're talking about James Wiseman's situation. What do you think should be done? And also, if you have anyone that is in the armed forces, you want to call in and give a shout out, or you just want to, you were a veteran or a veteran, and talk about the service that you served and all that kind of stuff. We'll leave the phone lines open for that as well.
Yes, sir.
901-213-6020. And James Wiseman, Josh, is it a big situation that has caused Memphis to, I don't know, what is the word I'm trying? I hope I'm not saying something wrong here. Has it put Memphis on a bad,
giving a bad look
as far as on the map of NCAA?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think what has happened, really, I say I don't know, but I do. I think it's done the opposite, because if you look at the response that has happened since the night of the Central Illinois game, ever since that happened, it has taken off in a whole nother direction of positive Memphis Tigers program, for M. David Rudd, for Laird Veach, for Penny Hardaway, and importantly for James Wiseman. Everybody in the country, sports analysts, sports figures, NFL, NBA, NCAA, high school recruit, everybody is getting behind James Wiseman. Players that are playing for other NCAA organizations and basketball teams and things of that nature. Everybody is rallying around James Wiseman. The hashtag Free Wiseman has gotten some notoriety, and I've seen it several times in our comment section in the multiple streams that we got going on here. And I think this has done nothing but help the impression of Penny Hardaway, the impression of the university, and standing behind its players. Because one thing that we talked about with Dominic, man, was the fact that this right here with M. David Rudd and all these guys at Penny Hardaway basically saying, hey, we're going to play James Wiseman. We're going to play him. We're behind him. We brought him here to play. He's going to play no matter what. Do you know the big risk of that? Just like you were talking about with messing or poking the bear that is the NCAA.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember what happened with Derrick Rose? Now, the difference there was after he was ruled ineligible. Afterwards. The season,
okay.
And, the NCAA said, well, he's ineligible, so the greatest year in Memphis basketball history was wiped from the record.
Take it away from you.
All of it. The banners.
But is that fair, though?
It's
to
not
come
fair.
up with something after the season is over, and then like this particular situation, I think they had plenty of time to know
absolutely.
about James Wiseman and who he was and what the situation was, and now they want to jump in and say, hey, ineligible. They want to scream this thing again at Memphis. You've already taken one good season away from Memphis with Derrick Rose back in the day, and now here it is again.
And you know what's ironic about it, too? To your point, is James Wiseman is also projected to be the number one pick. Derrick Rose was the number one pick in the NBA draft.
Right.
And now James Wiseman is projected to do the same thing. And a lot of people say, and I think it's true, this is the best Memphis team since that team.
Wow.
And here goes the same old thing, trying to rain on the parade. But, a lot of people, even some Memphis fans and some pundits on the radio, have said, hey, Memphis is dumb for playing James Wiseman because all the games that he takes a part of, could be stricken from the record books because he played. If Memphis chose to sit him out while the situation was getting rectified, then none of the games will be stricken from the record books.
Wow.
So Memphis is really taking a risk by playing Wiseman, but I guess it's up to interpretation. Guys that are watching and listening, do you think Memphis did the right thing by continuing to play James Wiseman despite what's going on here? You can call in 901-213-6020. Had several calls this morning already. Jump in, you can do so. Also leave your comments on Facebook as well if you have comments on that.
Yes, indeed. Excuse my cough.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyway, all right. So this situation with James Wiseman, a lot of people upset. But rules are rules. But I mean, come on, if you're gonna give the rules, then if somebody has messed up on something, then do it before the season start, or don't just come in now and say, you broke a rule, and start crying about it and that type of thing. So I don't know. Did the NCAA, did they do the right thing? Or do you think they have something against Memphis and they're trying to get back at Memphis because they fear what type of team is this going to be? But if that's the case, what will the NCAA gain from all this?
It's funny. I see Jet here. He said, forget the NCAA and the NAACP.
Oh!
He said, don't ask me why I included the NAACP. But just anything that sounds like the NCAA, he's just going to throw them all in there.
Yeah.
Man, that's a whole nother show right there.
Yeah.
But
anyway. All right. Thanks for all your comments and continue coming. I lost a lot of comments. For some reason, my computer went out and then it come back, and now I don't even have nearly any of those comments that I had. I lost a lot of them. So, but hey, 901-213-6020 if you want to comment on the situation, or the Air Force. I mean, the armed forces thing. Somebody in the Air Force, or you in the armed services, you've been there, you want to call us, talk about, and say Happy Veterans Day or whatever, you can do that. Or talk about the James Wiseman situation.
Yes.
Which a lot of people are not
up in arms about.
Yeah.
Now, I know what you were just saying. In the Army vet, so shout out to you, brother. He's Happy Veterans Day. Also, Greg said Army, I believe, as well.
Let's see. I don't think I see him anymore.
No, I got it, but
okay,
I'm telling you, I see it.
Okay, Greg.
That's fine. Yeah. And Verdell says salute to all veterans out there. And Bob put down Army as well. So shout out to the Army. And whoever else, man, if you got family members that are veterans, if you want to shout them out in the comments, you can do that as well. And the service at the branch that they served in, and we'll shout that out as well if you like. Also, I'm going to go to one of the watch parties here. There's quite a few comments that have come up since I last talked.
Yeah.
Wayne says this is about the so-called elite schools trying to stop Coach Penny Hardaway because he has disrupted college basketball recruiting and college basketball period.
Oh.
I pray and stand with Coach Penny and the university.
All right.
James Memphis Tigers says it's not a booster if you don't donate to the athletic department. So that's, and to be clear, that's really a good point. Again, he did not donate to the athletic department. He donated to the university because there was the Penny Hardaway Hall of Fame that was being built that he donated to. So that's interesting. Chad says free Wiseman, hashtag free Wiseman. Also, he says approve, then recognize approval was incorrect, but they are going to honor it, then changing it 6 months later. The young have no options to go anywhere else. If Penny was a booster, how could he have contacted his recruits? That's a good point. Okay. So, a lot of good stuff from the guys.
And Jet says daughter, Army, sons in the Air Force. Let's see. GKP says he's an Army veteran.
Yes, sir.
As well. 91 Charlie.
Okay.
Salute to all veterans. I forget what that was. 91 Charlie. But you want to tell us what that was? Or what that is? But I was 51 Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
dig that.
but a specialist in 51 Charlie, that is.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Jay Worth, Dominic Lawson, Jay Worth says thank you for your service. Okay. All right. Any other comments you want to leave with us? 901-213-6020, or you can leave them right here on Facebook as well, as far as that's concerned. Now, Josh, if any people want to leave other comments on the James Wiseman situation, you
still can. Absolutely.
All right, coming up now, Popeye's Chicken.
Yes.
Popeye's Chicken is back in the news. Well, has it ever left the news?
That's a great question.
Yeah. So,
man, Popeye's, a lot of insanity's kind of been going on with this stuff and involving chicken and Popeyes. So, first,
I don't know. It don't look good for Popeyes.
It doesn't. I can't lie. It really don't. But here's the first thing I got, right? So, the most recently, a 55-year-old woman was body slammed in the parking lot, like literally, for her comments at a Popeyes worker. And now, she wasn't body slamming a Popeyes worker. The Popeyes worker body slammed her.
Oh.
The Popeyes worker.
Wait a minute, hold it. You mean somebody that I thought it was a civilian at first. So this was a employee of Popeyes?
Yes, that chased after a woman that was leaving.
Body slammed her?
Grabbed her and basically gave her the rock bottom, if you know the rock when he picks him up with one arm.
Wow, he's been watching too much WWE or Memphis Wrestling or whatever the case is here. Man, that was crazy for him to do something like that.
And we have the video as well as the story.
Okay.
So y'all take a listen or watch to this because this is pretty insane.
All right, take a listen to this. Take a watch. Look at it. My goodness, this lady was body slammed. Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's take a listen and take a look at this Popeye's Chicken situation there. But they're in the news, and I don't know if they're ever going to leave the news with this sandwich thing. Okay, take a listen to this.
9 broken bones, 6 cracked ribs, broken knee. A fast food worker being charged with body slamming a woman in a parking lot Tuesday night. Thanks for joining us. That woman undergoing surgery this evening. 9 broken bones, 6 cracked ribs, and a broken knee. A fast food worker being charged with body slamming a woman in a parking lot Tuesday night. Thanks for joining us. That woman undergoing surgery this evening at Vanderbilt.
In a report you will only see here on News 4, our Nancy Amons tells us tension is still so high. Police showed up there again today.
The video captured on the cell phone from this parking lot so explosive it continued to cause problems even today. In fact, Columbia police had to be called and the restaurant temporarily shut down. The video is disturbing. You see a woman coming out of the Popeyes, then watch as she's body slammed by a Popeyes employee. We don't know the whole story, but an employee's husband told me the woman you see being slammed had called employees a racial slur after they accidentally overcharged her for. He says the woman you see on the ground is his wife. Jeff Jansen is an employee. He tells us the worker was fired.
It was uncalled for. There wasn't no reason for that.
Columbia police arrested Darian Hughes this afternoon. He's charged with aggravated assault, a felony. And there was more chaos today. That all started after Mike Helms, the man on the left in the blue hoodie, started recording an argument that broke out between some employees.
There was a big screaming and shouting match. I broke out my phone and was going to record, and one of the workers came and grabbed my phone out of my hand.
Several officers spent the afternoon sorting things out. The restaurant closed by mid-afternoon. Columbia police say the assault investigation is ongoing. They say there is video evidence of the assault captured on the store's own security cameras. In Columbia, Nancy Amons, News 4.
All right, there you have it. And, man, that's a terrible slam.
That's wild.
And what's going on with Popeye's chicken sandwich these days? You know, people fighting, is it worth all of that? I mean, Josh, I don't know, man. This is really, really a bad situation here. And that guy slammed that lady down to the concrete. And all those things she was in surgery. She had broken ribs. She had some other things broken. Man, wow. I don't know. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. Maybe Popeye needs to do away with that sandwich.
It makes you wonder, man. It's absolutely insane. Like, look, I understand if something's good, right? Like, it's a sensation. You want to buy it. Okay, fine. You know, I've had it, and it ain't worth all the hype, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah. It ain't worth lines around the building. It ain't that good. It's good. But, my goodness, have y'all never had a chicken sandwich before?
Gosh.
What are you fighting for?
Yeah.
We talked about last week a man got stabbed to death. And that's no joke.
Yeah.
In line because a man was skipping.
Yeah.
He was skipping folks, and one guy got messed up, mad about it.
And stabbed him to death. Wow, that's not worth it either. We got some other clips of things.
We do, actually.
Let's take a listen to this and take a look, folks. Phone lines are open, 901-213-60. Have any of you been to Popeye's Chicken lately? Tell us what you saw. What do you see? Do you think the situation with the sandwich? Do you think that's still a problem with Popeye's Chicken? And why? 901-213-6020. Josh, ready?
Yes, and this was a report out of San Antonio. So it's a whole other part of the country. So check this out.
All new at 10, chaos over chicken. Dramatic video of a fight inside a Popeyes on the south side. The altercation involves an angry customer, an employee, and a bystander who was just trying to stop the violence.
Tonight, Eyewitness News reporter Henry Ramos finds out what started it all.
Today is running smoothly. But earlier this week, it was a madhouse inside the Southeast Military. An eyewitness waiting in line had a front row view.
People started yelling and trays started flying, and it was like, what the heck?
Valerie her face, but was scared, to say the least.
It's just a sandwich, like it's not even a big deal.
Police say a customer was angry over waiting in a long line at the drive-thru for a chicken The police report she even got more heated when she was told she had to pay extra for sauce. She reported mashed potatoes at the employee in the drive-thru and rushed inside.
She just said yeah, you want to talk mess and come at me. Nope.
The young woman started to confront employees, and you see an employee chuck a tray at the woman, and she throws it right back. A man wearing a veteran's hat steps in to restrain her.
The veteran was able to kind of slow her down.
But as you can see, she took a swing at him too. Police were called, but when they arrived, the woman was gone. Valerie, who was with her 2 daughters, says this altercation should have never happened.
Even the cashier should have just said, just leave. Here's your sauce.
Henry joins us live from the Southside Popeyes.
Henry, what does Popeyes management have to say about all this?
Aaron and Deborah, managers here at the location, say they could not comment on the incident. We're also waiting to hear back from corporate. As a refresher, this Popeyes location, no stranger to controversy. I was here just a few months ago, back in July. An employee at the chicken chain assaulted him. And you can see in this video, it appears that the employee just slaps the phone out of the customer's hand. Live here in the South Side, Henry Ramos, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
All right. Man, these folks, boy, I tell you, is it really? I mean, chicken. Come on, folks. I mean, it's not really.
What are we doing?
It's not really that serious, or is it? I mean, people take it serious when you're dealing with that chicken. Well,
don't mess with my.
Mess with the sauce or anything. I mean, do they have to pay for the sauce?
I guess.
I think, do they give you a couple free at least?
No.
Or then you have to pay for extras? I think that's the way it should go. But at any rate,
look,
hey, but if they're going into a place and they tell you have to pay for it, folks, you have to pay for it.
Pay for the food.
I mean, this story here. I mean, this thing here, this girl doing the stuff that she did, man, it is really, really terrible.
I'm sorry. Now that last one was hilarious. Look, to hear these news guys, it said Popeye's chicken situation. A woman threw, I believe, a cup of mashed potatoes at the woman, and the cashier threw a tray back at her. You know what I love about Popeye's employees? Do you notice that all of them are ready to fight at any given instance? They will beat you down. The Popeyes with the old woman, he ran outside to chase a customer and essentially gave her a belly-to-belly suplex in the parking lot.
Is that what that was?
And then, this situation in San Antonio, Texas, they throw her mashed potatoes and her tray back in her face. They're not going to... This ain't Chick-fil-A, people. They're not just going to sit there and smile at you. Popeyes will beat you down if you don't act right.
Yeah. Well, I mean... Is it because
legit, yeah.
Is it because we have more black people?
Oh, see, there you go. Oh, man,
well,
see,
oh my goodness.
There you go.
Is it because
I knew it was
Popeyes have a lot of black people working there, and so, I'm just saying. I don't know. Well, Metro Memphis, Memphis. When I've seen, they have a lot of black people working there.
Well, the worst,
and they will throw down.
Yeah, they'll throw down.
And then you have people coming in that want to fight. I mean, why? Why not order what you... I mean, why does it have to be like this at a chicken?
Well, I mean, the thing is, they said that she was waiting too long. And they made her pay extra for sauce. And she's like, I ain't having this.
Paid extra for sauce?
Yeah.
Pay for the sauce?
Yeah, I guess she wanted some more. And then...
Well, if she want to get extra sauce, she got to pay for it. But, I mean, they may give you a couple of things of sauce for free along with your meal, but if you want extra, you got to pay for it. I mean, come on, what kind of people are these?
I can't help with that yet.
Okay, well, then we don't need your help then.
Your phone is talking to you saying they can't help with the situation.
But anyway.
Not yet, at least.
All right.
Samsung has not come up with a solution to the Popeyes situation.
Let's see. Okay, Jay says he was dead wrong for that.
Period.
Period.
And that was the first story.
The sandwich ain't that good, says Brodell.
Thank you, Brodell.
So, well, you said it right, Bob. Hey, oh gosh, come on, GKP.
Hey, it rhymes with ham sandwich.
A sandwich, yes, okay, SAM. Sandwich. Did I have it right at first? Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Dominic said, "Geez, I mean it's delicious, but
yeah,
yeah." Now, Dominic, I know you've enjoyed it. You said so.
Yeah.
But if they didn't give you your dipping sauce, would you throw down? Would you lose all professionalism? But he says, LOL, this is funny, Joshua. The professionalism by these journalists talking about these Popeyes, wild Popeyes store. It just sounds funny. I mean, I know they're doing their job, but Jet says, Lord, don't let churches mess around and get a decent sandwich. Negroes will start warring in the streets.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. But hey, maybe he's got a point. I don't know.
I would be frightened.
Yeah, churches.
Y'all know where churches at.
Yeah, you talking about Negroes.
Now, Popeyes has somewhat gentrified, into the white communities a little bit more.
Yeah.
But churches is strictly hood.
Yeah.
So anywhere you go.
Some of these communities don't let churches even think about
they
coming or somebody building or churches in that neighborhood.
They ain't gentrifying churches.
No, forget it. Okay. Now, if they do, then they'll build it a different style, like Germantown.
All that stuff look different.
Mm-hmm. If they do a churches, it'll be behind some trees and it'll be built a little different where, a lot of people would not be able to know.
You know what? It'll look like a church. They'll build it like a little.
They'll
probably put a steeple.
They made, so that they can keep people from coming there.
Yeah.
I mean, the wrong people. I'm getting myself in trouble. The people that they say that's wrong. Let's put it that way.
Read GKP's, man. That last one.
They acting a fool like a bunch of chicken-eating cluckers. Mother cluckers.
I had to write it.
I had to write it, he said. See this? Yeah. But anyway.
Ain't nothing that good, man.
Yeah, it's not that good. I mean, come on, folks.
And to me, I'm going to go on and make some people upset with this. I still like, and we did the test. Folks know.
Yeah.
Back originally, I still like play better.
I do too.
Honest with you.
I do too.
Now, I'm not saying it wasn't good.
Yeah.
The Popeye sandwich is big.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest chicken sandwiches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For $3.99.
Well, look who they're feeding.
See, come on, man. See, man. That woman didn't get body slammed for this type of behavior.
All right.
Jet says cashiers will find you where you live and come shank you at night.
Boy, that's bad. Man. That is terrible.
Well, that dude, he sure looked like he would.
I don't know. Maybe I need...
Did you see how that guy come walking out there?
Yeah, he was... Man, they were throwing down.
He was angry. Like the worker that came and found that woman.
Yeah.
Now, okay, here's the thing.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I went to... What was that? Popeyes?
Yes.
I went to Popeyes not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through the drive-thru. And just going through the drive-thru...
I remember.
And I just said something, to the guy... about why is it taking so whatever, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This guy gave me the most dangerous look I've ever seen probably in my life.
A death stare.
I mean, I just asked a question. But the thing about it, I had already gotten my food, so but
so they couldn't do
yeah. But man, I mean, you have to be careful these days. Where are these people coming from?
You know what got me one time?
It's a lack of training is what it is.
I would assume. Now, what got me one time at a Popeyes in the drive-thru, right? And the guy was in the window, And he was like, hey, here it is. So he's handing me the food. And he's rapping. Well, actually, he didn't even say here it is. He was just rapping. And he got earbuds in. He can't hear nothing we're saying.
No.
And, he's just bumping. He's like...
rapping through... And he was rapping.
Yeah.
Whatever he was playing in his ear.
He was going in.
Yeah, so... why the managers... well, some of the managers they have probably are very weak managers. And afraid to say anything to these employees. Because a lot of times, some of these places, it's hard to get good employees. It's hard to get employees, period. Because on those type of jobs, so many people may quit and not show up for work. True. And then, they say, hey, man, we have 3 people out today. We need people to go. People, I don't know if the jobs like that, if people really take it serious. What it really comes down to, they try to do favors, try to help young kids to get started in life and that type of thing. But if they're not going to behave right, and if they're not going to be there, they can't depend on them to come to work, then maybe they need to hire some adults, like wives, or they want maybe a job, that don't have a job, or a husband or somebody that want a part-time job or extra hours. Maybe they need to look at hiring more responsible people.
Well, all I know, I remember, what I do know they don't train is for the guy that we were talking about to sound like, I remember through the speakers, like, hey, man, what's going on?
Yeah.
That's how he came on the speaker. Yeah. And if he's like, hey, man, what you say you want?
Hey, man, what's going on? What you want?
Like, literally.
Hey, man, what you want?
And you threw something in there, and then he's like, yeah, I got you, man. I got you. You said something else?
Yeah, isn't there a way to train people to...
I couldn't help but laugh. But.
I guess there would be a way that they train people to talk to the PA, to the
that's pretty easy
the drive-through. it's
That's easy to do. I just don't think...
It's easy, but I'm pretty sure they have a specific saying.
Everybody has a rule book.
Right. That the things that they say when a person drives up to the drive-thru.
That's clear. But all I'm saying is, I think certain locations could care less. If they just get you and say, hey, look, do the best you can. Mm-hmm. And as long as we get this chicken out of here, you good.
Well, do you think corporate cares? If this goes on, several locations, then maybe corporate doesn't even care. Your corporate drives around there every now and then and just happen to order stuff. And I'm pretty sure if a lot of customers are hearing a lot of this junk, then I'm pretty sure if they do or drive by a drive-through, then they would hear some of this stuff as well.
Yeah.
But maybe they're hearing it and overlooking it, and don't care. I don't know. But, would you manage a Popeye's chicken or a Church's chicken or something like that?
Well, here's a question I'll ask. Yeah. What do you think makes it, and if Dominic want to answer this, he can, all of y'all, any of y'all really. What do you think makes this with Chick-fil-A compared to a lot of other businesses? Mm-hmm. What is it about them that they can get it so right all the time? Even with young folks. There are a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know who these folks are. Now, I guess initially, if you look at their hiring, they do have like a whole nother level of vetting.
Well, yeah, and then the Chick-fil-A has a lot of people that are adults, too, that and they pay them well.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that Chick-fil-A does, is pay their employees well, and then, places like Church's Chicken or Popeye's Chicken, they don't pay well and don't pay as much. And so that's why I think you'll get, whenever you find people that are professionals and they're white, and not that that's right, but whenever you find a lot of white people or that's respectable and that act professional at a place like Chick-fil-A, then I'm telling you, that place pays more money. They don't go there to work there for nothing, okay? If it didn't matter to them, why don't they just go and work at a Church's Chicken or something? You don't find those type of people at Church's Chicken. You don't.
Yeah, I hadn't run into one.
And then, Church's Chicken, that's been some time ago. One place I went to, Church's Chicken, I don't even remember where it was. The car pulled into the place, and where you go to the drive-thru?
Yeah.
Just parked right there, got out and went in the door, left his car parked in the drive-thru area. You had to try to go around, and I mean, what kind of junk is this?
That's trifling. Now that ain't got nothing to do with the employees. That's
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. Why do we do some crap like this? I don't understand it.
Call from.
Oh, sorry
Dominic
about that.
Dominic's back.
Dominic, good morning on a
Thanks
Monday.
for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me back. And thank you for your service, Bob. I appreciate you as well.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Thank you.
For sure. So I guess I wanted to kind of talk about the Popeyes thing. You was asking maybe to answer this question a little bit. From what I gather, it's a situation where Chick-fil-A, they do pay them more.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right about that. But they have a certain level of culture, and they have certified trainers to where these people do nothing but train the culture, train the customer service, and they go around the country. And it is not a situation where it's like a one-stop thing. It's a continuous training model. Right. They're all based out of Atlanta, and they go to whether it be, and that's why no matter where you go to a Chick-fil-A in Denver, Colorado, if you go to a Chick-fil-A in New York City, you always get the same level of service, and they say, the whole my pleasure thing. So it really is a culture of service and customer service that they ingrained into Chick-fil-A employees. It's almost kind of weird in that regard. I don't want to say certain words, but it's kind of weird in that regard to where it's like a true cult-like culture, if you will.
Honestly.
Or whatever. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's what that is. And it's funny you guys mentioned that because you were talking about Popeyes and stuff like that. I think that's kind of what Popeyes is lacking in that regard. And it does speak to the vetting process of being hired, because I think you guys said that as well. But I was recently speaking to the university professor on my show, and she said she estimated when it comes to the long lines and stuff like that, and even some of these stories, Popeyes is getting roughly about $30 million in free marketing from social media, the long lines, and unfortunately some of these stories, like the lady getting slammed on the ground. Not to say that they would ever say that's okay, but it feeds into the hype. Right.
That's right.
And so that's what that is. So it's fascinating to watch from a business standpoint, for sure.
And Dominic, to that point, I've seen on some of these YouTube clips, where you see the different crazy situations that in the comments people are like, "Man, I need to go try that sandwich to see why people acting so crazy." Yeah, it's crazy that would be the thought, but it works that way. And another funny thing I saw was that one guy said, "I don't know if I could trust that sandwich because I haven't seen this." The lady, the lady say love that chicken. Right. She ain't said nothing. She ain't done one commercial on the chicken sandwich.
Wait a minute, where has she been? That's right. I hadn't heard from her.
She talk about everything else but that chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
True.
Wow.
That's true. The thing, any great marketer would tell you is that, like, and it speaks to what you were saying, Josh, as far as like, man, I gotta go try this chicken sandwich. Any great marketer would tell you that people fear FOMO, or fear of missing out. So it's like if there's something that's this trend that's going viral, where there's a chicken sandwich or a video game or wherever the case may be, if you feel like you're the last to get on that train, you have this bad feeling. And so marketing people, they play into that. And so honestly, Popeyes probably needs to do something more about the vetting process and the culture of the people that they hire. But as far as the marketing that comes with it, Popeyes isn't going to lift a finger.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have to.
They don't have to.
People like me, though, Dominic, the people, acting a fool like they are, man, that'll cause me not to go there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I might
Go
run
ahead,
into
sorry.
something. I might run into some of these
Folk busting
clowns
the
out
cap in the
there.
parking lot,
You know, I don't know. They throwing a lady down in the parking lot. You know, what would they do to me? And you know,
Well, first of all,
if I step out there or something, they look at me and they say, "Well,
trust me, they ain't gonna.
I'm not gonna pick him up and throw him. I'm gonna pull out my gun on him." You know, but man, you never know what you'll meet. This is crazy.
Let me say this though, and I'm gonna ask Dominic on this. I don't know if I put you on the spot or not, but the guy that body slammed the woman. Now, she called him the N-word. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she was fussing and arguing or whatever. But evidently they overpaid or charged her, I guess. I don't know. Is there ever a legitimate, you know, situation where you do with this guy? I mean, he literally followed her out of the store.
Yeah.
To slam a 55-year-old woman. I don't think that's
man.
Regardless of
I mean, she got probably everything broken in her body. I mean, you know, but anyway.
Yeah.
Right. And sticking, going back to what Bob said really quickly and sticking to the veterans thing, I understand exactly what you're saying. We probably need to get combat pay just to go in the Popeyes now because of people acting like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. But Josh, absolutely not. There is no circumstance, unless somebody's physically harming you, there is under no circumstances where that should happen. And the fact that you went out into the parking lot and followed her, that's problematic. Look, people go into establishments like a Popeyes or even a black-owned restaurant and stuff like that, and they get not great customer service, and they get maybe some slurs or something thrown their way. You know, as the manager or the owner of that business, a manager of a Popeyes, the owner of a business, you have every right to refuse service.
Yeah.
You have every right to refuse service, and that's the best thing that you can do, and just try to, as much as you can, get that person out of your store because they're basically just wreaking havoc on everybody else's, time there and how they're feeling there and have a great time and a great experience there and stuff like that. And so, really quick, Bob, I get what you're saying. Like, and there's a lot of people who say, I just won't go to Popeyes if it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you Popeyes was like, you know what? If it's like a 90-10 split where only 10% of the people say they wouldn't go as opposed to the 90, they'll take that every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because if you go to, even if you drive by Popeyes, it seems like anywhere, they're going to have a line that's just pretty ridiculous. So it's working.
Right. Right. And I want to say something really quickly before I go. I wasn't making fun of the lady getting body slammed. I was just commenting. I was just commenting, because like you say, there's always like these stories that a while where the journalists have to be like, professional and stuff like that. So that just the position is always kind of interesting to me. So,
and you hear the man say, "I believe it was a bowl of mashed potatoes."
Exactly.
Can you elaborate on that, Chris?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, like he didn't know what mashed potatoes was. Come on, man, you know what mashed potatoes are. All right.
Exactly. Y'all have a good day, man. I'm gonna stop bothering y'all today.
Oh no, man, that's okay.
It's all good, bro.
Dominic, thanks for the call.
All right.
Y'all said mashed potatoes? You know what mashed potatoes are.
Is that what they're called, mashed potatoes?
Is that what they're called? Yeah, like he's never been there before. Yeah. Okay, 901-213-6020. We're about out of time, y'all.
Yeah, this show flew by.
Oh, man. And thanks for all your phone calls, your comments, and read the last comment.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Where we go?
Well, I'm going to start here where Jet says, cashier. Okay, that's the last one I read.
Yeah.
Then after that, Jet says, I really don't want nothing so good that will make me act like that. I mean, nothing. And Greg says, ain't it, man? So then Jet says, and 55 on them looks a little older. So, yeah. Oh, man. See. No excuse.
Move on to
She did look older than 55. I can't lie.
I was looking at that hair.
Yeah, she like Moses or something. Yeah. GKP says she originally got into it with the guy's sister who works there as well. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So
is this person causing problems?
Well, now, and I even heard in the story.
Yeah.
The second time I listened that she kicked her or something, or kicked somebody. So even though I still don't legitimize doing it, I could see why he got in a rage a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand it a little bit more.
Okay.
If you're trying to call in, we still got a few minutes, so that's no problem. 901-213-6020.
Yeah, we missed the call there. You can call that. Okay.
And the last one here says, but I can hear her now. I'm not buying that in sandwich.
Oh, God.
I'm getting good old regular American chicken strips.
Chicken strips.
And then she says, stop, unhand me, you darky. Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he unhanded her.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Wanted to be.
No.
Anyway.
Other people, too. Like I said, not legitimizing what he did, but folks don't need to be pushing everybody. Think you can say anything to anybody?
Yeah, everybody, you can't talk to them. Like,
No.
I mean, maybe you can say some things to me and get away with it.
Yeah.
But the next guy,
Maybe a
know,
lunatic.
probably not like me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're not going to take, just because you're, be
older
careful.
or whatever.
Watch what you say. Who do you say it to?
Exactly.
I mean, you just can't say anything to anybody and everybody. You can't.
No.
Folks will kill you.
Literally.
Over nothing.
And that's including, like, traffic,
Yeah, and
So,
we've had some things this weekend. There's been a lot of shootings and things this past weekend.
That's
in
what
the
I want to
city.
get into tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it was like 16 people shot. I mean, that's
What's
almost
going on, man? I mean,
Chicago numbers. So.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Call from.
Y'all already know who it is.
To accept.
All right, Jay, GKP, welcome to the show.
Okay. It's time for y'all to end the show, but there's no way I was going to let Dominique get 2 calls and GKP though. Okay?
All right, okay. In the headlines today, that's what it is.
I got love for my brothers, but y'all already know who it is. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me talk about this sandwich.
Okay.
Okay. One second. And Dominique hit it right on the head. This is. I even did the show on it. I call them Popeyes the Cellar Man because that's all they do.
That's a great
one.
They done sold us something, and we done ran with it, and it's causing us to act out, basically act a mother clucking fool. Like I wrote.
Yeah.
You were very good on that one. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I am on the radio and I'm on TV, so I do respect. I do respect your disclaimers out there. And these are the words of Jay Worth, so don't let it be a reflection of TalkBackLive Network. But yeah, that's all. And it's sad what we're seeing, but hey. It's us, so it is what it is, as they say in the hood. And just stay tuned for more of the madness. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Until once again, there ain't no more sandwiches.
Ain't no more sandwiches.
That's it. 'Cause look, if y'all have had that Popeyes sandwich, that's not a sandwich. Even looking at it, that's a sandwich.
Look, I don't want no peanut butter and jelly. What is it? Peanut butter or whatever. I don't know.
I don't think he said that in that song, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, anyway, yeah, peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Yeah,
I want.
Yeah,
some.
now actually, Dracula, was it on the Sesame Street? One of them loved peanut butter.
Yeah,
yeah.
Man, I ain't thought about that in so long. Yeah,
boy, that's bad.
Yeah,
the count.
But that's what it is, guys. I had to chime back in. I can't. I've been deep enough on this particular subject, and like I said, just stay tuned for more of the madness until ain't no more of those sandwiches, and then it'll calm back down. But right about now, ain't no telling what you may see coming each and every day. It is what it is.
Hey, Dominique said, I love the competitiveness, Jay. Word.
Hey, you know what I mean? The best thing about competition, well, I'm going to say this. The best competition is when it's friendly. And you know it's friendly. That's the best competition, you know. So, hey, I had to get back in. And that's it, guys. I'm done. Have a beautiful rest of the day, though.
All right. We'll look forward to you this afternoon, I guess.
No doubt. Y'all already know who it is. We will be live today.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, my man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. And that's going to do it for us today, Josh. We're out of time.
Yes.
And thanks for all your phone calls, your messages. Wow, what a show today. And, folks, be careful. And be kind. When you go to, be kind anyway. But, you know, sometimes when you're being kind, it still doesn't matter. Folks are still going to be nasty to you. But, you know, I mean, you just have to be kind. Let them be who they want to be.
Exactly.
And still be who you are.
Don't change.
Yeah. Don't change. Be kind and let them be whoever they want to be. All right. And we're out of here, Josh. And thanks for all your phone calls and your messages. We'll talk to you tomorrow on another edition of Talkback Live on Talkback Live Network. And coming up this afternoon, maybe Josh will be back 2 to 3 with Talkback Live Sports here on Talkback Live Network. And stay tuned. We have other shows that are coming right here on this very station. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day today, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. The military. And happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, and we really appreciate you. And hey, you know, a lot of people have served in the military, and we want to thank them for their service. And we're going to leave today with the tribute to the armed forces. And
here we go.
Here we go.
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail, and those caissons go rolling. shore